Congratulations on being newly listed on the CSE.
Well, welcome back to everybody tuning into another newly listed on the CSE clip. Today, I'm talking to a company that was listed in September, but we haven't had a chance to get down face to face. So today in front of me, I have Charles Zwebner. He is the CEO of RDARS Inc. Very interesting company. Charles, I hope you're doing well, and thank you for your time.
Doing great, and thank you for having me on this particular show.
Thank you, Charles. So let's jump into this. RDARS Inc. What does this company do?
We are a drone technology company, and we are developing a drone for the security industry. And this is to protect properties, whether it be residential properties, commercial properties, industrial properties, or government properties. But essentially, this is a drone that is integrated into the security system of the property. Upon a breach of the security, the drone will take off autonomously. It'll fly missions around the property on pre-programmed missions. It'll fly to the zone where there's a breach. It will transmit that data in real time, and that the transmission data goes to a command and control center that can then feed that information down to public safety agencies, so it can verify that there's a break-in, it can report, it can evidence it, and you can also get manual intervention on that particular drone. So, in the nutshell, it's a flying camera around the property that's reporting in real time.
Very cool stuff. So, Charles, how did you get into this space? Can you talk to us a little bit about your background?
Sure. So my background actually is in telecom. I was the founder of Yak Communications about 25 years ago. I took that company from a startup, also very similarly to a startup, and we took it from 0 customers, 0 revenue to about 1 million customers and 100 million in revenue. I took that company to from Pink Sheets bulletin board, then onto NASDAQ. We had 181 employees, and then we sold out to Tony Lecavera. Actually, when I raised money for that company, I raised money at 40 cents a share, and the stock went up to about $40. It was a very successful run. Post Yak, I was down at the Computer Electronics Show, and I came across a drone, and I loved it. It was cool. It was a toy, and I said, "Oh, I'm getting into the drone business." I had no idea about aviation at all. And but I felt I wanted to, that was the path I wanted to go. I said, this is the future. There's a future behind this drone industry. I then got myself a real solo pilot license, also a drone pilot license. I teamed up with somebody that was also a drone pilot, and we bought a whole bunch of drones, which were the DJI drones, and we went out and we did field missions. I spent 3 years on the road. We did about 500 missions, and we did all kinds of inspections. I've done telecommunication tower inspections, infrastructure inspections, real estate. We've done mapping, surveying, you name it, we've done it on the street. And we would take all of that data, all of those pictures. We would use different software, process it all, and provide actionable reports to the clients that they could then operationally do something to their particular property that they needed to. Subsequent to that, I said, okay, we really want to be in the solution business, not in the photo taking business, not just taking photos and creating a report. And I felt that there was a need in the security industry to be able to have another tool in the box to be able to protect properties, especially in today's world, where there is so much chaos out there that people are really focused on security. So I actually designed a system that is an end-to-end system. There is no other system out there in the world that actually has an autonomous drone that takes off, flies around the property, can be manually intervened, has a real-time data transmission that can then be manned by a command and control center and reported to public safety agencies. Now, in today's time, this is really, really important because it's all about the first few seconds or the first few minutes. Once you have that situation under control in the first few minutes, you can get the entire situation under control. If you don't, then it can be hours until anybody knows what's going on. And we see this more and more with active shooters. So in a case like an active shooter situation, if somebody would just press the button, drone takes off, he can report all of the information that's going on the property to SWAT teams or police or fire engines or ambulance or other agencies that can then address the situation much, much quicker in a much safer way. And that is the solution that we've really been working on. It was in 2019, I did my first raise. We created a prototype, and the prototype you can see on our website, RDARS.com. There's a small video clip of the prototype. 2020 was a very, very challenging year because everything shut down because of COVID. 2021, we rejigged our technology. We won a licensing basis before with a tech partner. We now own our own IP, and we have built our own internal technology team. And then we re-engineered the drone with foresight for what the FAA would require to be able to get potentially a blanket certification to be able to put these systems out there. So to put one system or 5 systems or 10 systems or 20 systems, whatever, I can go out and get RD waivers or other waivers, which is not an issue. But you want to put out 1 million of these things, that's a whole different challenge. There the FAA says, well, we're not going to have one guy flying 1 million drones around the country. So we need to understand exactly how this is going to be done safely. They're all about integrating these drones into the national airspace on a very, very safe basis. We've put in a lot of technology to address those issues, and we're really excited that in this coming year, we should be able to get through that particular process. One of the other things that we looked at is that in this particular product, there are other guys that have autonomous drones or drones in the boxes that take off, but they're upwards of $30,000 to $80,000 to $200,000. We said, this is not going to work. I've been in this industry 6 years now. The average guy's not buying a $60,000 drone to protect the property. So we looked at all the parts and all the pieces and all the issues that we needed, and we created really the drone solution for this particular application. And we believe that we're going to be putting this product out somewhere in that 5,000 to 7,000 range, which is unheard of. It's just unheard of. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking at to get this product out on a scale and build up this particular product. Not only in the United States, Canada, and could be anywhere in the world globally as well to put the product out there.
Very cool stuff. Now, obviously, the one of the key factors to a company's success is the team that you align yourself with. Are you able to comment on some of your key team members?
Yeah, sure. So the most integral person in the company, besides myself right now, is Jason Braverman. He's the CTO. He is he's worked in various industries, various companies, large and small. He's a brilliant technology guy, absolutely brilliant. He worked for SkyX, and he's a pilot himself. He's very familiar with drones, and he's put together an internal team. We're probably about 8 or 9 in the engineering space right now, engineering development space, and we cover everything internally. So we really do not need to go out right now externally. He's doing great. I mean, some of the ideas that we've come up with a drone are absolutely phenomenal. And I think some of them are actually breakthroughs, technology breakthroughs in the industry.
Charles, the company, like we mentioned in the beginning of the interview, listed in September. You and your team have had a good flow of news throughout 2022 since listing. What can investors expect from you and your team in 2023? So
2023 is the breakout year for us, meaning that we built the prototype in 2019. 2020, we had a lot of re-engineering of the company. And 2022, we actually built the product. We have the product right now, and they're coming off the assembly lines. They're being tested. And in early 2023, we believe in January 2023, which is not that far away, next month, we're going to start deployments. And these deployments are going to be very, very specific client/locations. I'm not going to disclose them right now, but a particular client says, I really like that product. I'd like you to test one on our site, whether it be a mall or an industrial property or a very, very high profile government agency. And we're going to start the deployments in January. We will continue with those deployments all of 2023. So we can expect maybe somewhere between 10 to 50 deployments of this product out there. All of that data that is going to be out there in those deployments and in those field tests will be provided to the FAA. That is then going to say, we would like to get R&D waivers, and we'd also like to start to work with the FAA on certification of the product. The end game with the FAA is to get to a point where the product is a flawless product. The product does not fall out of the sky. That's the end of the story. It's just like any other airplane, whether it's a Boeing or an Airbus. It takes off, it does its thing, flies around, lands, comes home, and it's all over. So, and we will get there. So, but there's a lot of challenges along the way that the FAA is going to have a lot of questions, whether it's about maintenance or about emergency procedures or et cetera, that we are addressing right now, beyond line of sight we're addressing right now. But we do believe that we will get through that process in 2023. So deployments is going to be a big one for us in 2023. FAA certification is going to be a big one for us in 2023. And we also will start to do sales in mid-2023. We really have not been in the sales channel yet, but we will be in sales. Like I said, we're not in this to put out 50 or 100 machines. We want to put out 1 million machines. So that's our vision. That's where we're going. That's what I want to do.
Love it. Charles, so on that note, where can our viewers and investors go to find more information on your technology, read up on your background, your team's background, and of course, sign up for your upcoming press releases? So
we have filed a prospectus with the Interior Securities Commission and with the CSE. So there is a prospectus with all the background information, but they can go to our website, which is www.rdars.com. And on the website, they can get a lot of information, plus also they have access to all of our filings with the security regulators and the prospectus and all the news releases.
Well said. Charles, thank you so much for taking the time to not only educate and talk to me, but some of our viewers as well about RDARS Inc., what this company is doing, as well as you and your team's background. To everybody watching, you've been listening to Charles Zwebner. He is the CEO of, like I mentioned, RDARS Inc. on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Thanks again, Charles.
Thank you very much. Thank you.